Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity. This is part 2, where when we last left off, we just finished up character creation and went through the intro, and we were tasked by Odima to go get some berries while some other person went to get us water. So, yeah, let's jump right into it. Alright.
Sure.
Anyone need supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
Alright, let's go ahead and read this tip here. So most people you encounter in the world are neutral or friendly. You can interact with them by clicking on their selection circle. Many characters will simply greet you and go on their way, but others have larger conversations to explore. The merchant, Hayden, has a conversation that opens a store with equipment for sale. Alright, so I guess it's a merchant. Hayden. You see a man wearing simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered with uneven stubble, as if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
Well, hang on. I'd like to get to know you first. So, who are you?
I'm a trader, originally from the Adir Empire, but I've been trying to establish new business out here. Life on the road has brought some unexpected challenges, to be sure. And I'm sure you've noticed how prickly the locals can be. But we're here to make the most of things, right?
Let's see here. So, I guess this is where we get options. So, there's times when you run through a list and times when you have a couple, or a selection between multiple different dialogue pieces. So let's go ahead and see. Yeah, you know what? With an outlook like that, I'm sure you'll do fine. We'll see, I suppose. I'm just trying to do right by my family. Alright, let's see here. So you now have one rank in a disposition reputation. These reputations represent how your character perceives your personality throughout the world. Even seemingly nasty reputations will be favored by some people, and benign reputations often bring out the worst in certain people. No disposition is inherently good or bad in Pillars of Eternity, but if your main character is a priest or paladin, you must be careful not to misalign their dispositions with what is favored by their deity and order, respectively. For the main character only, their disposition will modify the effects of holy radiance for priests and faith and conviction for paladins.
Something else you need? Looks like we're settled for the night.
Well, why don't you just go ahead and tell me about the Adir Empire while you're at it?
It's not as big as it used to be, but it's still big. The mainland is a continent northwest of here, but the colonies used to include Raed Ceres and the Deerwood. About 150 years ago, Deerwood won its independence from the Empire, a fact our companions are quick to remind me of.
And so why'd you move all the way out here?
Because it seemed friendlier than Raed Ceres? My brothers took over the family mercantile business a few years ago, and there wasn't enough for me to do back home. I moved out to try and expand.
He shrugs. Deerwood is a former Adir colony, so it seemed like a good place to start. And as much as I admire the Raed Sarens' work ethic, they're always struck me as a little fanatical. Well, sounds reasonable enough to me. Out here, I'm just taking it one day at a time. Well, then, that's all you got to say. Why don't we just go ahead and take a look at your wares? Stores allow you to trade and sell your items for copper pieces, or items in the store's inventory. Merchants can buy items from you at a greatly reduced price. If you sell something, you may see it appear in the store's inventory with a much higher cost. Stores periodically refresh their inventories. Okay, so here we are, looking pretty mighty, and here's Kalisha, and then I guess this is all the stuff the store owns. Man, I was kind of hoping Kalisha would bring in a little bit more to the party, but as it is, we're both pretty broke. So let's see, is there a way to... Okay, so yeah, we can compare if we open it up these tabs. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I have. So I have this hunting bow, it looks like. So pretty standard stuff. Now what's the difference between these? So mine is fast, but does a bit less damage. I think I'm going to stick with the hunting bow for now. And then armor. So I'm guessing that's, yeah, damage reduction. So this is your overall armor and the different types. And then recovery speed is the amount of time that a character spends between actions. Longer actions result in proportionally longer recovery. Armor also has a large effect on recovery. Generally, heavier armor inflicts longer recovery penalty. And so what am I wearing? So I'm actually wearing heavy armor, and I'm not sure if I want to wear heavy armor. Might go with that, the leather armor, or even maybe, oh wait, I cannot afford that, so let's just go ahead and head out.
Hey there.
I think I'm going to go ahead and zoom out here. Okay, so if you hold tab, we can view all the things around us. Am I allowed to loot this crate? Looks like we got some deerwood clothing and a lockpick. I'll definitely take the lockpicks. Now, why would I want this? I mean, I guess I could sell it. The most deerwoodens originated in the Adir Empire. Deerwooden clothing has changed a great deal since the initial waves of colonization. Deerwoodens favor tough garments, often made from wool and deerskin. Due to the changing weather of the Eastern Reach, vests and other layers are common in deerwooden daily outfits. Okay, so it doesn't really provide anything. I guess the only benefit is that it doesn't affect your recovery. And I guess I'll take it just so I can sell it.
Yeah?
And it looks like we have to lockpick that, and I don't have the necessary buddies. Okay, so you can either use mechanics or lockpick, maybe? Okay, I wonder if I have to I don't think my character has great mechanics either, so we'll go ahead and leave that be for now. Maybe we'll pick someone up as we go who will be able to open that. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look on down south. So, how's it going, Kalisha? Not much for talking, huh? You like my bear? He's pretty cool, isn't he? Name him Fluffy. Pretty scary, isn't he? Yeah, he's just about as terrifying as they come. Well, Kalisha is a boar. So let's see here. Exploration is key in Pillars of Eternity. As you make your way through the Eastern Reach, open the area map to see what parts of the map you've already been to and what's left to explore. Guessing M. Here we go. Okay, so that's pretty cool. You can see all the fog of war as you uncover it. And here we have the world map. And where are we? I guess we're not on the, because we were headed toward the Gilded Vale, weren't we? And who do we have here?
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Okay, asshole. It's not like I'm dying or anything. Jeez.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Pretty sure Dima said something about how if I don't drink water, I'm gonna die in a day. But yeah, you don't mind me. I can wait on it. Alright, so it looks like we're about to enter combat with a young wolf. Yep, that's always good. Pillars of Eternity combat uses a pausable real-time system. Because you will often manage more than one character at a time, it is a good idea to pause the game, issue orders, and resume real-time to see orders play out. The options menu also contains many choices for automatic pausing when certain conditions are met. For example, the start of combat. Okay, yeah, so it just automatically pauses. Alright, and then, so we can select our own. So here's that marked, so let's go ahead and mark it since there's only one. Have Kalisha use her knockdown, and then for the bear, I guess just have it get in there and fight.
Hey there.
Sometimes a weapon or a spell simply isn't well suited to penetrating an enemy's damage reduction. When the attack hits, the DR will wipe out all but a small percentage of the incoming damage. You'll hear your characters complain about it when it happens. Take heed, note the damage type that's being blocked, and switch to a weapon or spell that does a different damage type. One of your characters has been engaged in melee. When characters are engaged, they immediately stop moving. If they move again, they will provoke a disengagement attack from the enemies engaging them. Your characters will also automatically engage enemies when they initiate attacks against them with melee. Alright, well, let's kill this thing.
That looks like it hurt.
You scored a crit. A crit is a better result than a hit, and they are more likely to occur when the attack's accuracy is higher than the target's defense. Attacks that do damage will do more damage on crit. Attacks that inflict status effect or afflictions will have an increased duration on a crit. Grazes are worse than hits and suffer decreased damage and effect durations.
Yeah?
Let's see what we got. So we got some wolf hide. Okay, we can just sell it here, so...
Sure.
Well, that's pretty nice. You know, I'm not too...
This is it.
Let's see what's going on here. Oh, so this is her referring to the fact that I'm an explorer. We'll get to that in just a second. So, as you receive quests, your journal will update with relevant information. If you ever get stuck, open it up to review your notes. Alright, so Kalisha. Odima says you've had some interesting travels. Yeah, I'll just say I've lived out on the frontier for a time. Yeah, how has it happened you happened to come here? You know, I do like the idea of our characters starting anew. So, yeah, you know, raiders destroyed my home, took everything. That's a damnable run of luck. Maybe the new setting will turn things around for you. Kalisha breathes in her surroundings. Been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Raedric's offer makes a girl think, I'll give him that. You here to settle like the rest of the lot? No, I'm just gonna pass through. That's usually the case with the big city just a little ways further up the same road. Where are you headed? I'm probably just gonna wander for a while. I couldn't judge you for that. Been half of my life. Just watch yourself. You get too far off the beaten path. These lands are wild in more ways than one. Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Odima will give me an earful. Let's be on our way. Well, hang on now. Some stuff I want to ask you. So, why are you here? Kalisha sighs unevenly, her eyes searching the ground at her feet. My sister moved out here some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried. But that's how she always is. This time, though, she asked me to come out, and that's got me a little worried. I haven't seen her in ages, been doing guide work in Ixmitil, but I'd do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me. So I'm here, and we'll see. Odima I've worked with before. He doesn't usually drive her out this way, but he's doing it for me. Oh, so it's your fault we're now stranded here because of that tree, and I'm sick. Well, I guess tell me about yourself. I've got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Deerwood, but my parents ended up in the Living Lands. I got a brother in Ruatai and another in Adir. My sister in Gilded Vale. She's the only real homebody. Well, what can you tell me about Deerwood? I'm not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the Adir Empire. Broke off after a war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. I've been out of touch, and I've been hearing weird kinds of things about it lately. People having trouble giving birth, I guess. A lot of them. Been going on for years now, but somehow it's getting worse. With an uneasy tremor in her voice, she adds, I'll have to ask my sister about it. Alright, well, I guess you've talked my ear off enough, so let's get back to camp. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparfle's getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like when he feels like it. We should check up on him first, slap him around a little. Stream's just down that way. Come on, let's get you water. I agree. Did seem like a dick. Just trying to let me die. What do we got here? Some burned lady. Lovely name as plants go. Did I already? Yeah, I already came by this way. This is where Sparfle was. It looks like he did move, so that's promising. I'm just gonna explore around here. Oh, we got a deer there. Oh, what do we got here? Travelers, maybe, or looters, or bandits. Bad signs any way you figure it. Well, that's pleasant, seeing so close to our camp. The corpse is cold to the touch, and a ripe smell wafts from its putrid waves. A dark crusted blood stain besmirches its simple linen cloth. Don't mind me. Oh, look at that. It got leather armor. I don't want it to give it to her. Give it to me. I want lockpicks. So let's see here. So the defense rating is 6 on this, but it's 10 on here. However, that recovery speed is kind of what I'm looking for. I think I would want something that doesn't take away my recovery speed too much. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with leather armor. Let's go ahead and equip that. What does she have? Scale armor, which is medium armor. Well, she's up close, so I guess I'll just give her my armor there. Let's get going. Yeah, I think the last thing you want to do is pitch camp next to a bunch of dudes who look like they were murdered by bandits, but I don't know. I mean, I'm no expert in camp setup thing.
What a surprise. Sparfle went hunting. At least he left the water skins. Come on.
Use the tab key to highlight interactive objects in the environment. Okay. Yeah, we learned about that earlier. You crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water while Kalisha waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply toward the tree line. Out of the trees emerges Sparfle, one of the guides, barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there's a strangeness in his gait, his stride wobbly as he moves toward you with labored breath.
Sparfle? Are you all right?
Sparfle's toe catches on a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag. I knew it.
Ambush!
Knew it as soon as we saw those bodies. Okay, so I will let Kalisha handle this one. My bear. Fluffy, go ahead, get him. I will use this. One thing I didn't check last time is when I use this, do I start attacking right after? That's one down. So let's go. Alright, bear. Get him. Alright, got them both. Nice.
Come on, we have to get back to camp.
Hang on, I got tips to read. When a party member takes damage, they will start to lose endurance and health. Their portrait will begin to fill with a red overlay, and the health bar to the left of the portrait will slowly start to decrease. When the portrait fills entirely red, the character will be knocked out. Potions and spells can be used to restore endurance to keep characters in the fight, but health can only be restored by resting. Okay, so if our portrait fills up with red, we get knocked out. However, if our health drains, I'm guessing that means we die. Got some copper. I'll just take them both. I guess I can sell them.
Sure.
Okay, we do have some more mushrooms here. Something to investigate here. Looks like a campfire. Footprints around the campfire are indistinct, and may have been here for days or longer. So it sounds like someone's been in camp here for a while. Awesome. Got some beer. Perfect. just to get something to wash down right after a fight like that. But something tells me we're not done, so I guess let's go check on the rest of them. Oh, yep, we definitely got more. So, let's see here. Looks like they have a bow. Yeah, they're both hunters, but I think that's a shield. So I will focus down her with my archer. And have Kalisha actually use your knockdown on him.
Hey there.
The fight. Oh, and here's the third. So, Bear, get him. Get him, Fluffy.
That's how it's done.
Okay, so when I highlight them, the red dots are their health. So that's good to know. Oh, I just realized my dude stopped attacking. My bad. My bad, Felicia.
Hey there.
I was helping the whole time, I swear. I swear. Got some copper. I'll just take, I mean, we have a decent amount of inventory, so I guess we can take all of it for now. Go back to camp here. Oh man, they killed everybody. Oh, okay. Okay, but they're not red yet, so... Alright. The Glanfothan leader. All around you lie the massacred remains of other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Kalisha puts the back of her left hand to her mouth as if to ward away some poisonous vapor. Well, yeah, it probably stinks. A handful of dark figures stands above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe with a thick beard tasseled and with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of a man you recognize as Hayden, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. Oh, come on, man. These ruins haven't been sullied by our hands. Your word carries no weight when I have seen the truth with my own eyes. Blood must be paid for this intrusion. So I say again, lay down your arms. Don't trust them. They mean to kill us all. Well, that's just a weird one to say. It's like if your god told you to jump off a bridge, would you? That's kind of what I'm reading into that. I'm going to go with perception. Your courage is a mask. None of you has yet slain a true warrior. The man's brow creases, questioning. We have killed many trespassers like you. Your kills are sloppy. The wounds on these people are insufficient and off target. This is the work of an untested man accustomed to carelessness. The man bares his teeth. He looks at Hayden, helpless, his eyes shut tightly for the killing blow. The man spits. We'll see whose courage is a mask. He shoves Hayden toward you. As he does so, the man rakes his blade against Hayden's torso. Hayden screams and stumbles forward, a wide gash in his clothing beginning to bloom crimson. The man sets his feet to engage you, his axe raised. Alright, well, look, so much for talking to them. They didn't seem like nice guys either, anyway. So it looks like they all have melee weapons, so I'm going to go ahead and focus on him. Hit him with my hunter's mark. Kalisha, go ahead and knock down... Let's knock down him. What about you? Blinding Strike. A dirty attack that makes the opponent unable to see, inflicts extra damage, and blinds the target. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and blind this guy.
Hey there.
I'm going to wait for a little bit and then bring the bear in. Oh man, you exploded him. Man, he is one tough son of a bitch. Kill him. Alright, we got them all. Your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companion is now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good, good, the gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, you feel as though it is rending you apart from within. Seated against the wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom slashed across the chest and bowel, Odima's body stirs, and with great effort he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Run for it! It's a beer wick! It's a purple beer wick! Straining against a gale that threatens to pull you off your feet with every step, you set your hand in the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With a last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Hayodin trails behind you, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rock, one of the fallen attackers who had been feigning death lunges for Hayodin and topples him onto the rocky ground. Restrained, Hayden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. From your position, you probably have a good chance at hitting a mark. Let's use my dexterity, grabbing a rock and throwing it at that jerk. Your aim is true and the hit jars Hayden loose. Lurching to his feet, Hayden clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arm will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Hayden to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. Yeah, I'm a badass. There's a deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. Alright, looks like we made it in here to safety. That kind of took a turn for the worse. Every single person getting slaughtered, and then a storm.
Was that?
A Beerwick. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside. Can you walk?
Alright, we made it in the cave. I'm pretty sure we can safely blame Kalisha for all this, considering she was the one who told me that Odima was traveling this way for her. So yeah, if it weren't for her, we would have probably taken a safer route. Just saying. All right,
Hey,
right now seems like a good spot for me to go ahead and take a break. I'm gonna try to keep the videos at about half an hour. I think that's a good length, especially for these kind of games. But yeah, again, if you're liking the videos, go ahead and leave a like, just so I can see how the videos are doing. And if you have any advice, I would love to hear it in the comments. And definitely go ahead and let other people know, let your friends know. I would love to start building up an audience for this kind of thing. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching. Bye.